Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm commentary. This is, of course, Promise. I am your caster for this amazing game that we're going to be jumping into here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and introduce our players. I guess it's not a minute. It was more like 2-3 seconds. I really just cannot wait to really cast these players. I've been so excited with this guy. I've been watching his stream a ton. Of course, he doesn't stream a lot. He's recently been streaming on Team Liquid for the past maybe week. He plays so much. I mean, ByuN, he's been known on the Korean server to be a very, very good player, and he's still, I believe, in HotS. I mean, don't mark my words. I know that the last time I looked him up, he was still in HotS. Maybe he recently got knocked out. I'm hoping he's still in it. Terran fighting, I guess. Just kidding. Terran's a pretty freaking overpowered race right now in this game. I'm just kidding. Let's not talk about balance, guys. I'm going to introduce the players. Of course, as I mentioned, we have in the upper right side, red Terran player. It is going to be ByuN representing Team Prime. His opponent in the bottom left, of course, representing MVP. Both teams, obviously Korean, South Korea, not North Korea. There's definitely a big conflict going on there between both of those areas. But I guess I can't talk about North Korea. I don't want this video banned or people coming to my house thinking I have something to do with North Korea. But MVP, a very good team, just a very, very good team. In fact, it's one of the better teams for the ESF organization, or I guess group or team, whatever partnership. I don't really know exactly what it's called, but you know, some players that come to mind for MVP, players like Daybreak, of course, MVP Sniper, the forgotten champion of GSL, taking out HotS in the last season, of course, when it was focused on Wings of Liberty. But let's not talk about those players. Let's talk about these guys. Terran versus PrOmiseCAST. The map is, of course, going to be Daybreak, a map that's been in the ladder pool for a very, very, very long time. Players don't really mind playing this map at all. They've practiced a lot. They've refined builds on this map. This is kind of the go-to map, I would say, for all three races when you're not really trying to, you know, go for any cheeky, cheesy all-in. This is kind of just a standard, pretty good map. Now, when it gets to late game and split map situations, it might favor Zerg a little bit because the expansions are very easy to take. You're kind of controlling the right side if you're spawning in the right, or you're basically expanding towards the left side if you're spawning towards the bottom left. But build orders so far in this TVP, we are seeing a very normal opening from Super going with the gateway, followed by this cybernetics core. Very standard, no Nexus first, nothing out of the ordinary. Now, he does have a second gas, which is very interesting, and he has this probe with a pylon, and he has 150 minerals and 150 gas. Okay, so he's actually just going to go for this Stargate, and this is actually a very cool build that Super's doing. I mean, look at where he positioned it. This is going to be extremely difficult for ByuN to scout, and the build that ByuN's going for, he's not opening up gas, so his tech's going to be delayed. I guess he opened up just a very standard one command center expand build followed by these 3 barracks. So he's going to have quite a few Marines to possibly deal with it, but I think it's like 6 Marines or something like that. That is the right number to deal with these oracles, which is what I'm going to be guessing is going to be coming out of this Stargate. But Super's going to apply a little bit of pressure now with this Zealot. He's also moving a Stalker across the map. I like this early pressure here from the PrOmiseCAST player. Now, there's no bunker in position just yet. He will spot the command center. The Marines are going to be in position as well. Units count, we see 4 Marines compared to 2 Stalkers. This Mothership Core, man, if it can actually get to the other side of the map, it's actually going to help tremendously against very, very low Marine count from ByuN. But in the production tab, there is, again, that Oracle. Well, I guess not again. This is going to be the first Oracle in the production tab here for Super. And he's doing quite a bit of damage. Now, ByuN has not, actually, he did grab some gas. So the first and second gas are grabbed in the main base. We're still seeing this pressure here from Super. Of course, 2 Stalkers and a Zealot is going to be plenty to deal with this many Marines. It's up to 6 Marines. A little bit of miscontrol here by Super. Going to lose a Zealot. Might even lose a Stalker. Oh my god, look at this micro by ByuN. He's actually, he used the SCV as a little bit of a, I guess just a wall to prevent the Stalker from running away from the ramp. But in the main base, Oracle is in position, going to start to focus on these SCVs. Really, really good reaction time here by ByuN. But this Oracle, guys, when Oracles are in the mineral line, they're going to do something. I guarantee you. If you're looking like, I don't know, if you're looking down in your pants, this Oracle gets in your mineral line, you got to look up and you got to make sure you pay attention to this, because this Oracle already is up to 8 kills. And that's quite a bit of damage in the early stages. If we compare the Harvester count, 21 SCVs to 27 probes. Finally, we're going to be seeing this bunker come down at the natural expansion here from ByuN. Now it's going to be 2 oracles, and this is where it becomes very, very problematic. ByuN is desperately going to need to get some turrets around the map. He's still not mining in the main base. There is the engineering base, so my prediction was correct. He definitely needs to have some turrets in position to be able to deal with this. And the oracles in the main base, once again, going to get 1 quick kill, possibly 2, possibly 3. And that's exactly what it's going to do. 3 more additional harvester kills. So a total of 11 workers killed for Super. And this is not an all-in build. Behind this, he's expanding. He's taking a natural. He's also adding on additional gateways, 2 additional gateways, and a robotics facility. Pretty normal transition. You want to get this robo in case of any kind of Widow Mine drop play that your opponent might be doing. And this is actually a really good map for that. Your main, your natural, your third can be rather far away from each other to be able to position your units to be able to deal with any kind of incoming medevac drops. But the oracles in the main base once again. ByuN's going to have plenty of Marines. Might be able to kill 1. Ooh, almost gets it. Down to 28 health. But ByuN knows. He's like, dude, you're really committing to this oracle play. You're making me make Marines. You're forcing stim. Of course, once stim finishes, these oracles are basically not going to be able to do too much against what just this heavy Marine count. And stim makes it so much more easier to be able to deal with these oracles. But so far, ByuN has stabilized. His natural has been up for some time. Pretty good harvester count right now, 32 to 40. A little bit of an advantage for Super. And I'm interested to see what tech he's going to be following it up with. And there is a Twilight Council and a robotics base. So by the looks of this, it looks like Super is going to just open up with 1 Colossus and then start transitioning into possibly Archons and possibly Storm. But we're still seeing these oracles swing around towards a natural expansion of ByuN. ByuN, of course, is going to have a turret in position. Really, really good defense from our Korean Terran. And Super's now kind of... This has me a little bit worried. He's invested a lot into these oracles, and his tech isn't completely delayed. I mean, he's going up to Colossus. He's going into this Twilight Council. Looks like it's actually going to be charge. Usually you would see blink on this map because it's a lot easier to defend any kind of drop play from the Terran. Not a big deal, though. But, I mean, this tech... It's not super late, but this can give ByuN an opportunity to just power off of 2 base, get his 1-1, and possibly just go for a Marine Marauder medevac push against what Super's doing. Because this Stargate play, of course, you're going to do some damage. You're not guaranteed to do damage, but if you do some damage, it's going to be great for you. But you need to be doing something behind it. You need to be adding gateways, you need to be focusing on your upgrades, and you need to be teching. So Super's tech is a little bit late, but I still think that if he can really get some more gateway units on the map, he should be able to defend any kind of incoming pressure here from ByuN. ByuN's going to scan, getting rid of this observer. Nice little map awareness here from ByuN. We are seeing +1 weapons soon to finish in the production tab. Charge is about 80% completed. There is the first Colossus in the production tab for Super. And this is what I'm looking at. I want to see how many Colossus he makes. Is it going to be a second one? Is it going to be a Templar Archives? That's going to be very, very important to see because this is a lot of bio units count for our Terran player. 34 Marines, 3 Marauders. Has not started medevacs. We're seeing a pair of medevacs in the production tab right now for ByuN. But I'm going to give props to Superman. He has pylons in position to be able to detect any kind of incoming medevac drops. And he's actually moving across the map at the same time. ByuN is actually moving towards the natural of his opponent as well. None of these players know where each other's army is. And this is going to be very crucial. 107 supply for our Protoss, 112 supply for Super. This is like, I don't know, is this going to be like a base trade situation? There's quite a big army here for Super. And this army does lack a few Vikings, but it looks like ByuN doesn't care. He's just going to stim, killing a pylon. Doesn't even care about the natural. Just going to run straight into the main base. But Super actually has units in position. Force fields being placed down. The mothership core needs to throw something down. Looks like not enough energy. We'll be able to use this photon overcharge onto the Nexus, but at the same time, Super making his way towards the naturals. SCV is getting pulled off, so ByuN will be able to delay this push coming here from Super. Really nice little repair here onto the bunkers, but everything just died in the main base of Super. Actually, no, he lifted a few of the units, but quite a bit of units actually died there. And this is actually very well played by Super. He left a few units knowing that there's a possibility of a counterattack. And with these pylons, he's able to reinforce and possibly go for a push. But he saw 2 bunkers, he saw a great amount of bio, and decided not to go ahead and go for the push. So I guess it's kind of stabilized as we see the supply count pretty even for both our players. 112 for ByuN, 112 for Super. Replay. Wow, it's been doing that lately. I think I'm like pushing something wrong on the keyboard. But back to the game. Looks like a third expansion is going to come up here for Super. There's the Templar Archives. Great choice. And he's even making more Colossus. So this is going to be up to ByuN to decide how many Vikings do I make. Do I transition into Ghost? That's actually going to be the answer. He's going to go directly into this Ghost Academy. 1-1 has completed for ByuN. If we look at the upgrades here for Super, hasn't started on his upgrade. So this is a little bit late here for our Protoss player. Just now starting on 1-1 in the production tab. Factory floating in here for ByuN. Just getting a little bit of an idea in terms of the army composition that the Protoss player is going for. And ByuN has not taken a third base. And Super, meanwhile, has already secured a third base of his own. So this is possibly going to be a very strong two-base all-in from ByuN. He's just going to hammer out with a crazy amount of barracks off two-base. He does have a pretty good supply advantage now. 157 to 140. No 2-2 in the production tab. ByuN actually might want to make a little bit more Vikings. Only has 3 Vikings against 2 Colossus, which is not really going to be too good for a Terran player. But this is quite a big army as well for Super. I mean, his upgrades are down. He's obviously behind in upgrades, but it's all going to come down to positioning. And this is kind of the way that Terrans really like to abuse this map. Just position Vikings here, easily focus down the Colossus, and the rest is basically cleanup, be it Zealots, Stalkers, although this Archon's probably going to be a total boss in the next engagement and do quite a bit of damage. Oh my god, ByuN pulling the SCVs, so he is not taking a third at all. He's actually pulling SCVs. There's a Revelation ability, and Super sees this. He knows there's SCVs, he sees some ghosts. Of course, he sees it because he has an Observer as well. Scan going down from ByuN. So this is going to make it or break it for a Terran player. 181 supply to 173. More SCVs coming from the back. Super needs to buy himself as much time, get some good force fields. I don't know though. This is basically what every Terran has been doing on all of the servers. There's the MPs onto the sentries. Force fields are very, very good for Super, but the Colossus are going to be able to do a good amount of damage with that thermal, their extended thermal lance. One Colossus looking like it's going to go down. ByuN 129 supply to 125. It looks like ByuN has a lot of bio remaining. Basically, all the SCVs died. But the problem is the Marines, the Marauders, Vikings still remain. Super needs Storm, needs something. Going to lose yet another Colossus. And it looks like ByuN very, very close to taking this game. Just continuing to stem. He doesn't even care. Going to focus down the Nexus. Going to stay. I guess he's just going to try to make his way towards the main base again. Force fields are going to be there. But sentries against this much bio is not going to do anything. 47 workers lost. Income, obviously not so much right now for ByuN because he pulled basically all his SCVs. He only has 19 SCVs. Looks like ByuN continuing to just march his way towards the main base. Super has to be extremely frustrated right now. 61 supply to 100 supply. This is like nightmares for Protoss players, guys. The 1-1, pull SCVs and go. It looks like a little bit of a counterattack here from Super. Actually did quite a bit of damage. Something I missed. So I guess he killed the natural, and he killed a few units in the main base, but Zealots obviously died. There was quite a good amount of Marines in the main base for ByuN. But this is such a strong build. Hammer off 2 base. Don't even get a 3rd command center. Get your 1-1 as quickly as possible. Of course, ByuN defended the early Oracle pressure decently well. Lost about 11 probes, if I remember correctly. But, I mean, that's kind of what Terran players have been doing on this matchup. Any map, really, that has a wide ramp or a wide choke leading from the main to the natural, or just, you know, natural straight out into the center of the map. ByuN executed it very nicely. Pulled the SCVs. Go home, or go big or go home, as they say it. And ByuN in this game actually went pretty damn big and took the game off Super. So, thank you guys for tuning in to this cast. Make sure you click the subscribe button onto my YouTube channel. And that's going to conclude it. See you guys next time. Stay safe, good luck, and have fun.